feature request, the feature request on Discord, and a lot of people are asking for it. So I'm hoping eventually it'll get added, but yeah, it doesn't exist right now.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah. But I think for during the hackathon, we could definitely use it for ad hoc meetings, right? Like every day we could just have open office time slots where people can just jump into the audio channel and yeah, that's right, Sev. Yeah, we could use screen capture. It's just a bit tedious and clunky. But yeah, during the hackathon, I thought, we could say at a set time, maybe around this time, anyone can just jump in to that channel and, talk about whatever they're building, any questions they may have, get more engagement that way. But we'll see. I'll have to figure it out. But for now, we're stuck with Zoom. Okay. I guess we can get started. It's 8 minutes past. And that was one of the other things is I'm not sure how many people in the dev community remember that there's a weekly meeting. And that was one of the other reasons that I wanted to move it across to Discord, is because everyone's already there, and we can hook it up so that people are notified as soon as a meeting starts inside the dev channel on Discord. So just as a reminder, but I think everyone here is except Santera, everyone is a dev captain here. And we're always talking about these meetings on the Telegram. So I think we need to expand and inform the kind of the broader dev community that these meetings are happening. I guess we could ping everyone on the Discord dev channel, but yeah, we probably need a more optimal way to do this.
Yeah, we should. We should announce the meeting in Discord. Yes. So maybe you can ask PJ to just do a standard every week on this time, on this day. Just send this message to these 12 channels. We probably really actually have that many.
Right,
Twitter,
yeah.
Twitter, I mean, between Twitter, Telegram, developer community, Discord channel, just have them send the same message to the whatever 5 or 6 channels that we have. And
that's right. Yeah. I'm sure we can create bots and stuff for Discord, but yeah, we have so many channels now on Reddit, etc., that we probably need PJ to coordinate.
Yeah, we can just ask him.
Good. Okay. So I guess we can start off by first checking in with everyone. How's everyone doing? What are you working on? Do you need help with anything? We can kind of go around. Anyone? Sev, I know you're building things.
Do you hear me?
I can, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to get the betting game up and running. I'm quite done, but I currently have this problem that I don't receive events from the contract. I'm not quite sure what I did wrong, but do I have to, when I go into start a Web3 connection, do I have to use the WebSocket connection to get the events?
I don't think so. Ganesh probably knows this more, but events, you should be able to use the standard Web3 client to create handlers for the events.
I don't know, something's wrong, but I will figure it out. Another question I had would be, I'm still pretty excited for the hackathon, but I still don't have a team yet. And I was looking at the schedule, and there's a team team building phase or team like where the teams get together? Is this
Mhm.
or
I'm
is
glad-
it more like
I'm glad you brought this up because we have just the right person here to answer your questions. Peter, I'll hand it
Yeah.
over to you.
Yeah, so the agenda is still being worked out right now, but we're going to have likely maybe 2 or 3 different team formation exercises to cover various time zones, and it's going to be pretty simple. Gitcoin has a platform called AirMeet where everyone can join, and then there's going to be various tables where you can meet and chat with other developers that might be looking for a team member. And then, once you chat, then you guys can go into a private room and then talk. And so what we're trying to do is we want to provide kind of set times so that developers can come and do that. But then it's really up to each of the developers that come to find their team. And we're bouncing around the idea of posting, maybe each developer that is looking for a team member goes to our forum and will post their, and you can do this anonymously, obviously, but you can post your background and then just mention in there, you're looking for a team to join. And then that way you can link, that way when you're on Discord or AirMeet, you could just share a link to the forum post that has your background. So that's really what we're trying to do. We want to enable conversations so that developers can find each other, but it's really up to you guys to kind of figure that out. We're finalizing the dates and the times for those now. But be sure to go to the Gitcoin page and register. And then announcements will be coming through that, as well as through email and obviously follow all of our social channels. But guys, while I'm talking, I'm really excited because this hackathon's exciting. The challenges are exciting. I'm been really focused on the panels and on the fireside chats. And the educational aspect of this is going to be really intriguing and fun. And we're excited to kind of share the full agenda soon. So.
Very nice. And Sev, I'm sorry, I'm curious, what exactly are you looking for? Because I want to like hear a real world kind of use case. So you're looking for a team. Do you have an idea that you want to kind of build out with a bunch of other folks? What are you actually looking for?
I'm looking for an idea.
Are you looking for idea? Okay.
I don't know. I have had multiple ideas, but they're not falling into the scope of the topics we have. And so I'm quite open, and
That's perfect.
Really like just to join some team. Like I'm not so interested in building bridges or stuff like that. This seems a little bit too advanced for me, but just like some quite moderate D app or something like that would be great. I already wrote some interesting topics down. Maybe I just host it on Gitcoin. And also maybe I can start a forum post. I was hesitant to do that because I didn't want to spam the forum, but when we want to do it that way anyways, then I think it's fine. I think also have the problem, I'm at a wedding on the weekend and I will probably be back at Tuesday. And let's see.
That's fine. That's fine. The hackathon's going on for 6 weeks, right? Is that right, Peter? Yeah, you've got time, no worries. But I think that's going to be really interesting because I'm assuming, and Peter, correct me if I'm wrong, that we're going to have a mix of developers who are looking for projects, and then there are non-technical folks who have ideas who are looking for projects, looking for developers to help them execute. And that's part of the onboarding kind of pairing that we're hoping to do, right?
Yeah. Obviously anyone can register. And And we've taken the position of, in order to register, you need to have at least a GitHub account, which gives us an idea that you're probably a developer. Though there's many people with a GitHub account that aren't. And so that's very low barriers to entry. And so we're going to get a mix of, Web3 developers, people that register, but they just want to kind of listen and be part of the panels. But then you're also going to have folks that are developers from traditional finance, which we're really hoping we get a good amount of, so that they can mingle and team up with devs that are already in Web3, and then come up with their own ideas and attack some of these challenges in really interesting and novel ways. And so I guess that's a long answer to your question. We're going to have a mix of developers that are Web 2, Web 3, non-developers. And we're also expecting some folks from finance that are maybe quants that understand, the subtleties of arbitrage and those types of topics that could be really helpful for developers to learn more about as they, tackle DeFi projects.
Nice. Okay. So long story short, Sev, hang tight. We'll definitely pair you up with an interesting project to get your hands dirty.
Okay, thanks.
All right, there we go. Looks like we already found Centera is reaching out to you with a project proposal. Anyone else? Adam, I know you've got a bunch of things going on. You're on mute. Adam, you're on mute.
Hi, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Right. Yes, you got me off guard last time, and I didn't introduce myself properly. I was just doing some work while you were talking. So
All good.
yeah, just generally, I just like to say what my background is: electronic engineering, a bit of C++ programming, but I'm not a developer. And I've got an MBA, and I'm running two businesses. One is a design business, and the other one is online sales and marketplaces. So I'm trying to bring, I know crypto for many years, just the last couple of years I got more into it, and I'm glad I'm in with Harmony now, because I would like I can see the potential bringing traditional finance to the crypto and DeFi space. I'm setting up this payment system. I just got some images. Let me see if I can sell them. I think they're coming. Yeah. I found linked with a developer from Brazil, and we are doing quite a good teamwork. He's a bit busy, but I'm trying to get him do the PHP programming, and I'm doing also the front, how everything looks, and also a bit of the project management of everything. We are almost there. Hopefully we'll have something out there in the public by the 15th of August. I'm trying to aim for that date. And I would like to get it further this. I would like to go into like use DeFi like you're using traditional finance payment systems, like something like Stripe or PayPal, but actually create it that can use crypto and any HRC20 tokens, so they can all be used to buy goods or services or transact, and the plugin to be available for everybody, as well as merchants or people that are working from home, or just marketplaces. That's like a multi-vendor marketplaces. And I'm hoping to get a team together, and I would like to somehow build a team slowly, and have quite a few people that can work with and experiment, as well as developing tools like that. So I'm learning at the same time. Yes, yeah. I've tried to connect with local universities and also some public funding organizations in my area. They don't understand what I'm talking about. So, but they're interested. They didn't say no, but I would like to get back to them, get back to the academic years, see if I can find people from my MBA course and maybe some people from the computer science, see if there can be a course put together, maybe set up a node at the university and get some people from there, get going. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking for the future. At the moment, I'm just doing this.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, we'll definitely make sure you you register for the hackathon, because there's going to be a pool of developers who could potentially join your team. So that would be a good place to find folks.
Okay, thanks. That's
All
it.
right. Great. Anyone else? Dylan?
Yeah. It's been a long time since I've been in one of these meetings. But I've been sending my peeps, and my team is now, after working with Harmony for like the last month or two, right? You guys have shown me a lot of basic principles of how to be a good mentor and a fair leader. And so I put a lot of those into practice just through observation. And I talked with, Ganesh and the grass. I've talked to you playing soccer and doing all sorts of things. And I've just taken a lot of those lessons. And so Bridge Builders is now a man of 20. So I have 20 people who are just focusing on education for Solidity. And we've built out like 5 lesson plans for Alexandria, which is really exciting.
You want to just explain what Alexandria is? I didn't think most people know.
Yeah, so Dora Factory, they granted us to start working on the project Alexandria, and it's a decentralized university. But really what it comes down to is it's a new ERC 721 kind of scheme, and we're calling it verifiable metadata. So we're trying to create a transcript that is mutable in nature, but it's immobile. So it exists in a single wallet and it exists on a single page, and you can go through a contract chain of lesson plans. And this lesson plan would essentially be just a contract list, like an assembly line. And you go through the list, basically going through like lesson 0 to lesson, say, 10. A lot like Udemy, if you can imagine Coursera or like other online courses. You go through those lists, it verifies that you did it. The contract then solidifies and sends the data to kind of like this table of contents to the NFT that gets updated on our site, and it's all on chain. And if you learn, you earn. So there's another aspect to it where once you finish the contract chain, you actually get a token called Andrea, and then it has its own kind of tokenomic scheme that Cyril is working on. He's really great at thinking about the economics of tokens and the stability of tokens. I've come up with the verifiable metadata, kind of like the data structure for the NFT, quote unquote. Yeah, so I guess that's the fastest way I can explain it.
Nice. Very good. Anyone else before I hand it off to Lee to talk about the hackathon prizes and the different tracks? Any other questions?
Yeah, I just wanted to bring up something Dylan said. So the whole play to earn category that's just kind of coming up right now because of Axie Infinity it's a massive market. With a ton.
We briefly lost you, Peter. You're good now, I think.
So yeah, learn to earn. That's the thing I'm going with. Not playing to earn,
can you guys
learn
hear me?
to earn. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So the whole play to earn space is just coming up right now. Massive category, lots of interest. But a corollary to play to earn is this idea of learn to earn. And so that's kind of what you're speaking about, Dylan. And so kudos to you. If you execute, I mean, this could be really big.
Yeah, I'm excited too, because everybody, I got onto the team, once they realize like how profitable getting into decentralized anything is, I gave them all Ether and they all saw it rise by like 20% this last 2 weeks, and they go, oh my God. And I'm like, yeah, so we are also a DAO. So, these are services that we're going to be bringing to other DAOs as well. And we've been in those talks too. It's like, if you learn, you should also have a position in some kind of space as well, since you get, verified on the blockchain. The original idea originated from like, Yale University, Harvard University. You can go to these universities and just get educated for free. The thing is that like, there's no way to verify whether you did the coursework or not. You just do it, and then you can say that you did it. And if you pass the test, there's nobody who really checks it. It's just, you do it. I mean, you could take those same things and then bring it on chain, and then expand it outwards, because there's a lot of disenfranchised people who don't have access to the same education. So you might as well verify it in some way. But by placating it as learn to earn, that model has really been working out for us. And Alexandria was a really good name, since if you can understand the references to the Library of Alexandria, except that it can't be burned down because it exists on chain. So that's the whole pitch, and we're just going to run with it and see how far it goes.
Very cool. All right, Lee, do you want to just briefly tell everyone about the different tracks, the prizes, basically the write-up that you did recently?
Yes. Hey. So we have posted on both GitHub and our forum, and there's messages. Okay. Well, that's a side conversation, but there's a post on our forum and on GitHub of the prizes and the tracks. So what's happening is that there are 3 main themes, and one is around cross-chain and around our bridges. The other one is the wallet, on-chain wallet, which is basically if you build something around the one wallet or the smart vault. So there's 2 kind of implementation of the same idea. And then the third theme is cross-border and fintech products. And we explain each of them in much more detail, but each track so what's unique is each track will have a prize that's at the end of the hackathon. So the first place can get up to 20,000, second place, third place, and then pool prizes for the entire pool to participate in. And then afterwards, there'll be 40,000 allocated to each track of grants, meaning that these are follow-on grants, and they're metrics based, so that there are 3 metrics. It's based on launching on mainnet with 1,000 users, getting at least $100,000 of external funding, or having 100 members participate in your DAO, assuming that the project launches as a DAO, which is what we recommend. And that pool will be determined by actually a DAO of 9 multi-sig holders, of the winners of that track, of the pool prize winners, and of judges, and maybe some of the dev captains or community DAO, validator DAO governors within Harmony. So actually it creates a way to engage and build. And the whole idea of the hackathon is hopefully we'll get thousands of developers to register. We'll get hundreds of submissions, and then we don't want those submissions to kind of just fade away. We want them to actually keep building into sustainable products, DAOs, maybe companies, however you want it, right? So that's like the high level setup. I think we wrote as much as possible in the GitHub issue, in the forum post, so we can share them much more broadly. But if anyone has questions, yeah, we can answer them.
So just to kind of flesh out what you're saying, with the purpose of the grant is to ensure kind of longevity of these projects, right? So it's not your typical hackathons, folks come in, they just want to win the prize, they build something, they get the money, and it gets abandoned, right?
Yes.
The project gets abandoned. But this grant is to incentivize winners to continue building out and turn it into a real product and hit these milestones for further funding, right, for their business. Nice.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And I want to add too, just because maybe just whoever hears this, right, is, if you're granted, that's one thing. If you stick with it, this particular community in Harmony, they are super supportive. So when the projects are finished, they kind of flock over to them. Just last week, like Harmonauts, they just came out with their own little, collectible NFT, if anyone saw that, and it's cool. And guess what? I think it's 24 hours, they sold 2,000.
Yeah.
And then the next day they sold another 1,000.
Yeah.
And that's insane to me. It's just, there's so much attention. And, normally when developers go through the process, they don't have that amount of attention on a project. So the more, not to sound mushy gushy, but like really the more like love and care and the time, the attention that you put into your project, people, one, they see it, and they, two, like people want to get involved. And there's also a lot of people in this space who don't have all the answers. So there is this like pioneering feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing, but I think that's the point. We don't know what it's going to end up doing. And well, it's actually the fact is that we're very early. So that's why the feeling is just that you're just really early to the track meet and you're already ready to start running, but no one else is there yet. So that's just to all the developers out there. Cause I get a lot of them who are like 19, 20, they're really young. They just like, I like crypto and I like Bitcoin, but they know that there's much more. And I'm like, well, it's a lot. So just get ready. Because it is a lot, but it's really fun that it's a lot. And if you have the right team with the right people, and also on Talk Harmony One, you can always just talk to people. So it's like our own little forum that you get to just chime in with and get help.
Yeah, and on that, Lee, do you want to just briefly talk about the way you've structured the forum for the individual tracks?
Yeah, so there's a structure where you go into developers, you go into hackathon. It's like a folder structure, right? You go into developers, hackathon, and then there's a post for each of the tracks. There's 12 posts now, or maybe there's 13 with the prize posts. And so we want to ask the teams to actually write their projects under the track that they're submitting, so that we have a long-term archive of everyone who participated, what their projects were, probably ask for their Twitter or Telegram handle, just so we have a good way of contacting them. And then this will be like this will be the place where, like, hey, all the projects that participated in this hackathon, and maybe we need to, actually, this is the first major one that we're doing like this, but in the next hackathon, we'll probably need another folder. We'll make it so that like the public forum is kind of a very organized place so that people can submit projects. I think Peter and us were thinking like maybe 3 check-ins during the time of the hackathon. So at 3 points over the 6 weeks, like the teams will check in and write a short post. Like, we'll give you the template. It'll just be like, hey, our name is this, our project is this, our contact information is this, here's what we're working on, here's our progress. And then everyone posts that into this forum. And there's it's like a little snippet. I think Peter was thinking a 1-page presentation deck, but we can also actually write it in text so that it's easily searchable. But yeah, this will be great, because then you'll see all the projects and be able to follow up. People, the entire developer hackathon participants can come here and see what's going on, especially during like the first few weeks of team formation and people looking for each other and trying to find projects to join. Like, this will be great once we have the first check-in and batch posted here.
Very nice. Peter, anything else you want to add about the hackathon, kind of the preparations, kind of what to expect, maybe next week? Any kind of timelines that you can share?
Yeah, we have opening ceremonies are on Monday, the 16th, and I'll be sending out some announcements around that. And so please join that, because then Stephen, Sahil, Lee, and I are going to be on that during the opening exercises to explain a lot more. Kick it off, and then Lee's right. We're going to have a series of check-ins, and the check-ins are just a way for us to kind of know who the teams are, so that we can actually help you guys during the hackathon. What often happens with these is that kind of devs will come in, register, and then they do something, and then they kind of don't follow through. And so we want to do what we can to help, so that each developer is successful and is able to submit something that they can be proud of. And we also want that, because we want to see some great submissions coming out of this. We're trying to give away a lot of money, and believe it or not, it's kind of hard to give away money. We want to really incentivize developers to build something that they're proud of, can productize, and get to the point of user acquisition, so that they can actually make money out of their creations. We want to enable creators to actually build wealth on Harmony. And to the extent that we see some great submissions, then hopefully we'll see a greater likelihood of that. But yeah, so definitely Monday opening exercises or opening ceremonies, and then I'll send out a link for that.
Very nice. Hey, Santara, are you planning to participate in the hackathon with your decks?
Yes, we are. Everything is just finally coming together, so much, tokenomics, white paper, we've got a demo app kind of fork going with the test net. So all in the next couple of days. Yeah, so just super stressed and trying to get it all together. But yeah, we plan to participate, and something is up with Gitcoin. We have all these different GitHubs, and I don't know, I have to figure that out. But yeah.
Okay.
And I'll be reaching out to you guys shortly, soon.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, just hang tight. We'll share more information about kind of the process and the onboarding flow next week.
Awesome. Looking forward to it.
Great. Anyone else? Any other questions? Tony, I wanted to quickly ask you, I know were you working with Adam? Were you guys working on the same project? I know you were speaking on one of the bounties. Are you still working on that? Do you need any help? Any kind of clarification? Oh, that's right. Tony's on the train. He can't speak. No worries. Okay. If there's nothing else, we can wrap up early.
I have one last thing. There was a couple of things when it comes to the tech stack, and I'm asking in the chat if that screenshot that I sent in is good, but there's a fairly, there's a couple of new developers who are coming in there, and they want to know how to get involved with the hackathon. And I have Ben, and he's getting their interest. But when I start telling them about the tech stack, there's just a huge kind of roadmap of what to learn. So that screenshot that I sent is fairly good, but for the record, the languages and the language support, the tools that you need, and the commands that you want on, say, your command line or your terminal, all of that, that seems to be kind of up in the air with what is the best to use, what is not the best to use. A lot of people keep getting hung up on the development, on just developing, right? And so many people stop before they even start. So I guess is there a way that we know how to alleviate that? I'm not sure if it's because of like the worry about what, you know, what tech stack to use. Is I know that's not really a question, that's more of like a comment.
I mean, we definitely don't want to dictate what frameworks people should use, but really with Web3 development, you have you know, you don't have many options. I mean, depending on which layer of the stack you want to focus on. Smart contracts are smart contracts, right? There's Solidity, you got to know that. But the front end can be anything. We have projects that use many frameworks, many JavaScript frameworks. We have command lines, you know, CLIs. We have SDKs in different languages. So I don't know if we need to specify what folks should be using.
Right. I just noticed that with some other Discords that I'm in for development, they specify like, okay, if you're doing something with Solidity, if you're doing something with Viper, right? And they have their own tech stack, they can have whatever they want. But say if they're hung up on Solidity, or maybe somebody's hung up on using Go, but so not everyone uses Go. So only certain people will go to that area. So what I mean is, you know, if people have specific questions about development on what their problem is with whatever stack that they're using. I know it's small, but people only know that limited amount. And then there's other amounts, like people who are stuck on, you know, web3.py versus web3.js. It's hard. I can imagine it might be hard to answer the same kind of questions. You know, if somebody's like really all about truffle, but somebody only knows hard hat, and I'm asking maybe 90% of the people who are using one or the other, if you know what I mean, maybe
So,
it's good to organize that.
Yeah, and I see that as part of the team formation flow, right? So if Sev, for example, is used to a certain set of tools, and he's joining another team that is using something totally foreign to him, then, you know, maybe he may want to reconsider right, joining that team, or because it's going to be an onboarding flow process for ramping up. But yeah, I think, you know, we can leave that up to those teams. They may have nothing and they want to start from scratch and they're open to suggestions, or they may already have something that they've built and they just need developers who know that stack who can come in and augment that team. So that's really kind of my thinking, but I don't know if anyone else has any thoughts on that. And I think, you know, these a lot of these issues will come out in the forum as we create conversations with new people coming on, asking questions. And you know, that's one of the other reasons why we really have to encourage people to use the forum, because it'll become this database of knowledge, and people asking the same questions about certain stacks, we can, you know, point them to those conversations and you know, threads that address those challenges.
Right on.
All right. Okay, everyone. Thank you. Thanks as always. If there's nothing else, we can wrap up. And yeah, we're all very excited about the hackathon. I think it's going to bring in a lot of energy and good things into the ecosystem. So yeah, excited to have you all there, and we'll chat next week.
Great. All right. See you then.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye. Thank you.